Japan, after learning from its huge mistake during the Second World War, has taken a massive step towards cleaning its slate. Japan is now the futuristic nation that has grown way beyond the Western countries. But how did Japan achieve advancement so fast? This probably wouldn't sound like great news to most nations, but the fall of Japan's military forces did more good to Japan than bad. After Japan surrendered during World War II, the United States and Japan signed a security treaty in 1951, which would allow the United States military forces to be stationed in Japan to deal with any international war threats. This made way for other opportunities for the Japanese government and people, as they need not spend a part of their national income on the military and defense system. The huge sum which would be funded for the military was rather spent on building Japan's economy by providing funds for businesses and industries. Capitalism is an economic system where the industries of a country are owned and run by private companies with the sole aim of making profits. The Japanese government and the private industries in Japan had an understanding relationship, which led to the government funding industries to work on profitable and innovative markets. This was when Japanese industries began working on improving their electronic sector by coming up with the best quality electronic products such as computers, phones, gaming consoles, and whatnot. Japan is widely known for its innovative top-quality electronic products and motor vehicles. The surge in worldwide demand for electronic goods and vehicles helped Japanese industries to increase their production. As a result, the number of Japanese exports grew exponentially, which resulted in a surplus in Japan's balance of payments. The Japanese automobile industries were able to provide high-quality motor vehicles for a reasonable price than their European counterparts. This attracted several customers worldwide to rely on Japanese motor vehicle companies like Toyota and Honda. The growth of these industries also led to the companies moving into international markets and competing with overseas companies. A country is nothing without a reliable education system, and Japan is definitely one of those countries that give great significance to education. Japan spent almost 5.4 trillion yen on education and science projects as of 2021. To have a developing economy, a nation must have a stable employment rate and a strong and skilled labor force. Only with an active labor force, the resources can be used efficiently to produce goods and services. And Japan's labor force is one of the major reasons for the constant development of the nation. It's a worldwide known fact that Japan's labor force has more working hours than most countries in the world. This has helped Japan to increase its national production levels in its thriving electronics and automobile markets, and ultimately resulting in higher exports. Continuous research and development in many departments in Japan have been essential since the early 1970s. The government of Japan was keen to spend a lump sum of their money on developing cutting-edge technology and also funding science projects. The Japan Science and Technology Agency became quite invested in funding research programs, and by 1986 Japan became a nation that was technologically independent. With a dedicated workforce and funded education and research programs, Japan became a nation with avant-garde technology seen unlike anywhere in the world. Japan took a huge leap in its electronic field by switching to technology that not just looked fancy but made lives simpler. The era of robotics began in Japan and is still growing day by day. Japan has introduced over 300,000 robots to its industries where the toughest jobs are undertaken by them. Japan has also made arrangements to use robots to perform surgeries in the impending years to come. Apart from robots, Japan also began the bullet train project and has some of the fastest bullet trains in the world that are able to reach 320 kilometers per hour. When a nation becomes a superpower, it's quite the norm to adapt to nuclear energy. Japan's decision to become a self-reliant nation led it to rely on renewable nuclear energy for power and to reduce imported fuels for electricity gradually. Unfortunately, a leak in the Fukushima nuclear power plant caused a tremendous disaster that caused the closures of nearly 20 nuclear reactors. However, Japan is currently working on developing nuclear reactors that can help the nation to get back on track. Space programs are becoming quite popular in several first-world countries, and Japan is no stranger to innovative and well-designed space programs. Using its futuristic and groundbreaking technology, Japan was able to achieve its goals in space too. The Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency is the prominent space agency in Japan. that's responsible for aviation research and the manufacturing of satellites and rockets. Currently, it has planned to begin new missions such as exploring asteroids and humans in the deep space. Japan has also joined hands with the US and NASA with their new Artemis moon program.